right, so today, good morning, is Tone It Tuesday. So I thought morning, Anna. I thought we'd have a look at the core today. Everyone loves a little bit of core, don't they? Here comes Lizzie. Everyone's coming in slowly. Yes, so Tone Up Tuesday. Let's start though by taking a centering breath, and we're going to be going from this centering to child's pose. So it might be easier to be seated kneeling like I am. Okay, and I've got a cushion between my heels and my bottom. Because the first thing we're going to be looking at the whole for the cube of the box, really, of your core. It's not just these front muscles that we need to work on. So we're going to be doing some pelvic floors, which I always find are better done in child's pose, where you're not looking into the eyes of someone else when you're working that area. All right, so put your weight right back into your heels, lean nicely back so that you can take your ears over your shoulders over your hips. And as usual, flip your hands down to start with so you can feel that full surface area of your hands connect with your legs as you kind of come in on yourself. It can be very easy to sort of fling out of bed and think, oh, what have I got to get done? What have I got to do? What have I got to do? Where's that list? Go, 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 go. And it's really lovely to start like this, sort of in yourself, inside, center, calm, and then you're so much better during your day. Okay, so take a lovely deep breath in, drawing the breath in gently, evenly through both nostrils, and then again guiding it out. Think of it like opening the front door to a long lost friend. Inhale and welcoming your breath, your friend in. And then exhale, letting them go at the end of the evening. So open the doors to your breath. Inhale, invite it in, welcome. And exhale, guide it away. Bye for now. Inhale, a full welcome breath. And exhale, guide it away. Take two more without the sound of my voice. And then gently bring your hands to your heart center. Bow in. A lovely good morning to you, everybody. And we're going to start our little core cast, as I say, with the pelvic floor, those muscles between your legs. So separate your knees right as wide as the mat, and you can keep your toes together, and you could even keep something underneath your bottom here. Okay, and then lean forward just a little bit and come onto your fingertips to start. And as you take a lovely inhale breath, think about getting lovely spinal length and your bottom staying on your heels. And then just to as best you can, start to come down to child's pose. Okay, you can stack your fists and rest your forehead on the back of your fists if your forehead doesn't quite get to the mat. Or maybe let your head settle, but let your head be resting on something, and then think about those muscles between your legs, like a hammock of muscles, from your tailbone to the pubic bone, and then side to side as well, and relax them down. I want you to think of them like an elevator, as if they had 3 floors. First floor, draw it up to the first floor at about 30%. Then draw it up a little bit more, 60% to the second floor. And then up fully, all the way up, pull them all the way up to the top floor. That's the penthouse suite. And then gently, slowly, let it release down in a controlled way, okay? So on your inhale breath, lift up to the first floor, hold. Second floor, hold. And up to the penthouse, hold. And then gently, slowly release that down. So don't just let it sort of collapse. Let it come in a controlled way. Let's do one more like that. Inhale to the first floor, second floor, penthouse, hold, and gently all the way down, release.
Okay, now this time draw it all the way up, go straight up to the penthouse, and then we're going to go down the elevator. So release it off to the second floor, the first floor, and the basement. Again, right the way up to the penthouse, hold it, and then release off to the second floor, first floor, basement. One more, lift and hold right at the top. So we control the ascent and the descent. Release, release to the first floor, and release to the ground floor. Awesome. Do one more on your own. And these, as I always say, should be done every single day. Okay, and then leave your knees wide, come back up to a seat, and then flare your hands like you're wearing big gloves, okay? And then take your thumbs behind you at your ribs, and your fingers, all four fingers, kind of will wrap under the front ribs, okay? Like you've got a bra on, so have them right up underneath the boobage, all right? And then take a big breath in and feel your hands sort of span out. As you exhale, help it and squeeze in these ribs and exhale out all your breath. Keep that squeeze. And then as you inhale, try and breathe against the squeeze of your hands. And you're going to start to exercise the diaphragm here, your breathing diaphragm. Exhale again, as you exhale the air out, squeeze yourself in. And as you inhale, expand out. So Rose, you could be sitting down. That'd be fine to sit down. Try that again. Inhale. And as you exhale, assist the squeeze in. And then keep squeezing. So you've got something to work against, in other words. Inhale and push out. This is a muscle, the diaphragm. It's a major muscle of breathing. And we want to work and move that. And this is the top part of your core, really important. Take another breath like that and see if you can really picture this large drum-like muscle moving up and down as you deepen that breath and use your hands to give yourself something to work against. Okay, one more. Squeeze in, inhale against that. And then as you exhale, you can release your hands. Well done. So we've exercised top and bottom of your core. Now lie down on your back, and if you happen to have to hand something like something light, like a yoga block or a light cushion like I've got here, you can do that. Or don't worry if you haven't got anything, we can just imagine it's there. All right, and you're going to lie down, bend your knees, and just scoot the sort of booty under you more. Try and get the flat of the back on the floor, and then put that something on your feet. And if you don't have something, just imagine that it's there. Okay, so don't start running around too much to find anything. As best you can, straighten your legs. If you've got tighter hamstrings, you might not be able to do that. All right, and then place your hands flat on the mat. And you can also take a bit of a grip of the side of the mat if you want to. Now, draw the tummy in and back as if you're trying to flatten it on the mat, and take the back of your skull back. And then just try and lift this, whatever, your cushion up towards the ceiling. And it might be this minute movement. So just lift it up and down. So watch me, I'm not going to do great big swings and then let the cushion fall off. Just little movements, so lift it up and down. Use your hands a little bit, up and down. You can see mine's moving a little bit, but not too much. So think of it more as a lift up as opposed to swinging backwards and forwards. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Bend your knees and you can reach up and take that cushion or whatever it is off. You can get rid of it. Okay, and straighten your legs again. Now I want you to imagine I've given you a side plate.
Okay, and there's a side plate on your feet, and you're going to make little circles in the air about the size of a side plate with your feet. So again, if you're not sure, look up at me and just making these swinging motions. And I'll start to get into some of the deep core muscles. Just 5 circles in one direction of your side plate, and then take that twist in the other direction. So turn in the air 5 circles in the other direction. Okay, and then come back to center. Now I want you to imagine you've got a platter on your feet, so which is about as wide as the mat. Okay, now you're going to make circles with your feet as like a big serving platter, slightly wider than your hips, but no wider than the mat. And do 5 circles, trying to keep your back on the mat, that serving platter. Okay, and then do 5 circles in the other direction. Try not to make them too big, very subtle movement at the core. Okay. And then when you've done your 5, bring your feet back to center. You can give your knees a little hug. All right. And then once again, straighten your legs. Now, if you're feeling anything in your lower back, for the next one, it's quite acceptable to take your hands, lift your booty and put your hands underneath the back of your bum. Okay, so maybe everyone try that to start with. And then if you find this easy, you can take those hands out. Okay, scoot your shoulders on your back, look up at your toes, press the inner edges of your feet together and flare your toes. So you should have space between every toe so that your legs are engaged. Leave your left leg up in the air and then start to lower your right leg, start to bring it down and then let it hover off the mat about 1 inch. Try and keep the legs straight and let it hover. You can lift your chin and look towards your right toes even. And then as you inhale, bring that right leg back up to meet your left. And as you exhale, lower slowly with control the left leg down. But again, don't let it touch the mat. Keep the toes flexed, the legs engaged. Look up and look towards your left toes. Isn't that fabulous? These are called Tibetan leg lifts. Inhale, lift your left leg up. I'm going to do a couple more on each side. Exhale, lower your right leg down, hold it and hover and smile because it's Tuesday. Bring the right leg up. Bring the left leg down. Try and make sure you're breathing as you do all this. Look towards your toes, hold it. Inhale, bring it up. Last one, best one, guys. Bring the right leg down, let it hover. You can try it without hands now if you want to. Bring that leg up. Left leg, this is the last side. Lift and look towards it. Really good work. Super. And then bring that leg up. Fantabulous. Hug your knees in. Give yourself a little nice deep breath. So squeeze the knees in so much that as you take that inhale breath, you can really feel your diaphragm having to work against your own thighs. And then gently rock and roll on your back a couple of times. So where you're rocking and rolling across the sides of your back there, so rock side to side, this is where we're going to try and work next. So flip over onto your tummy. These are the ones you might not like so much. Oh, again, evil laugh, sorry. Come onto your tummy, all right? And point your toes. So you've got your shoelace tops on the mat, your shins, your kneecaps, and the tops of your thighs. And just for a moment, come onto your elbows. Pick up your left leg and inner spiral that leg. So turn it in so that you truly are, as you bring it down, on the top of the foot, the top of the shin, the kneecap, and the top of the thigh. So that it's not splayed out, rest it down, and then pick up your right leg and again, inner spiral. So as you lay it down, you've got the top of the foot, top of the shin, kneecap, and the top of the thigh there. Press your hips down and then release your forehead down. Bring your fingertips. So like you can either call these spider hands or cupcake hands. You can imagine you've got a great big yummy cupcake underneath each hand you don't want to squish. All right, and move your cupcake hands
right back so they're level with your floating ribs. So that's lower than the boobs and they're off the mat. So you can see me, I'm on the wooden floor here. Take a lovely full breath in. Lift and loop the shoulders back, loop your skull back, lift up. Keep rooting the feet down there. You're going to be your anchor. You'll start to feel your back. And then see if you can float your cupcake hands off the mat. And see if you can still keep breathing. You'll feel your tummy pressing into the mat. Keep smiling. And you'll start to feel those lower back muscles. Really important, especially if you get back pain, to work here. Take another full breath in. And then gently release your cupcake hands, fingertips down, and release your forehead down. Wasn't that fun? Okay, relax your bottom there. Your bottom probably started to help out. And we're going to do that again. So click the shoelace tops down and get firm in your legs. Lift that pelvic floor that we've worked with already. Draw the shoulders back, lift your face, head, shoulders off the mat, and lift your fingertips off the mat. You can either stay here or you can try and play with this when we can pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone lift up as high as you can. Maybe send the arms back like an aeroplane. Smile, shoelace top still clicked down. One more breath. That's your lower back. Isn't it awesome? And then place your hands underneath the boobage. Come onto all fours. Feeling good? Cat-cow your spine a couple of times. So as we do this, drop the spine down, lift your chin, and notice that curve of your spine. And then tuck the tail and push the heart up, tuck in the chin, and I call this angry cat. And now come to neutral, so neither spine dropped or rounded, like you've got a corset on. Now try and keep that corset on, lift your pelvic floor a little bit to help maintain that tone. All right, and slide your left leg back behind you, like me, just keep the toes on the mat, and slide your right cupcake fingers forward to the top right side of your mat. Stay here, put your corset on. Or you could lift the left leg no higher than your hip, please. And maybe even lift the right arm no higher than your shoulder, please. Straighten the left arm. Take a full breath in as you get long. Now, as you exhale, see if you can bring the knee in and the elbow in and get them to touch underneath your tummy. And then inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale, curl in again. Inhale, lengthen it out. One more. Exhale, curl in and touch. And then come back to all fours. Okay, pop your corset on, lift the pelvic floor, slide the right leg back. Left cupcake hand sneaks forward. You can stay here because this is still working. Or maybe come with me as we lift the right leg again, no higher than the hip. Left arm lifts, no higher than the hip. Inhale, exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. And then release it back to all fours. We're going to do another set of those, and you can stay on all fours like this and do this again. Okay, or you can join me like this. I'll show you briefly. I'm going to lift that left leg back up and watch. I'm going to shift to plank shape as I bring my knee to my opposite elbow. That's plank arms, then back to downward dog. So swinging like a pendulum, we'll do that 3 times. Okay, so you choose. If you look at that and think, no thanks, stay on all fours. And you're going to do the same as we did last time. Otherwise, come with me, downward facing dog. So if you're on all fours, you're going to lift left leg and right hand. If you're with downward dog with me, lift your left leg up. And then as you exhale, bring the left knee to touch the right elbow. Shift your weight forward into plank. Exhale, stretch it back, everyone.
Back you go, knee to elbow. And back you go, downward dog, lengthen the leg. One more time, knee to opposite elbow. Isn't this fun? Hold it. And then stretch it up and back. Have a little break in downward dog. 3 deep breaths in. Full diaphragmatic breath. X. In. You've only got one more side to go. And X. One more full deep breath. Make the most of it. And we're going to do your last side. So lift the right leg up behind you. Inhale. Exhale. Bring that right knee to touch your left elbow. Inhale, lengthen it up and back. Exhale, left elbow, isn't it? Sorry. Stretch it back. You know what I mean. Last one, right knee, left elbow, curl it in, hold it, big cheesy grin. And then back you go. Stretch it up. Bring it down to downward facing dog. Hold it again, 3 deep breaths. And your choice for the next one. We're going to hold either, you're going to hold downward dog for 10 breaths, or you can come forward with me to plank for 10 breaths, or you can lower your knees and have an adapted plank for 10 breaths. So or you could even do child's pose for 10 breaths. All right. So I'll give you your choice. So choose that and then let's hold it for 10. Remember, you could always drop to your knees if you need to. This is Tone It Tuesday. We've got about 5 more. Make your last 2 breaths, really work it. Inhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Everyone come down to your knees. Well done. Give your shoulders a couple of circles. So I think I may have gone over time there a bit today. I was having too much fun on Tone It Tuesday. Well done. Okay. Have a lovely day. And your homework today is a little bit of sort of catch your breath, catch it up. So if you remember, I asked you to put some photos on TEJSAC because I think there was a hug a tree opportunity, a recipe, and there was one other thing. Can't remember what it was off the top of my head. There was opportunities for 3 pictures.
It was gardening.
Pardon?
Gardening.
Oh yes, yeah, out in the garden. So if you could catch up, because not everybody did everything. I know some of you did some things. So it's your chance to a bit of catch up homework to do one of those things and pop a picture on the group. So it's TEJSAC Seekers, TEJASE. Okay, TEJSAC is that a divine light, divine luster. That's why I love it. It's my favorite Sanskrit word.